have a small issue that I'm dealing with here with my 280SE 4.5. It's not a big problem. It's more of an annoyance. When I drive the car, I'm hearing noises, I'm hearing squeakings, and I don't really like that. You know, old Mercedes shouldn't do that if everything's right. So I thought I would turn this issue into a quiz. See how you're doing today with your own critical thinking, because a lot of times when you're trying to find a problem with one of these old cars, you have to exercise critical thinking. You have to think through the whole process, the theory of operation, what could go wrong, and what are the possible solutions to the problem. So let me show you the problem. Over the years, as I've had people come around my old Mercedes, one of the things that impresses a lot of people is the way the doors close, the way they feel. They feel so solid. And I'm sure if you've been around these and you've closed doors before, you say, wow, that's really something. And most of the time when you close a door, they close with a nice thump, you know, just a solid thump. So I want to demonstrate this rear door. And I should tell you now, I'm going to ask you what's wrong with it and what do I need to do to fix it. But instead of waiting a week and come up with another video that explains what the problem is, I'm going to put it at the end of the video. But I'm going to allow you some time to think this through and come up with your own answer. You don't have to post it, but you're thinking, okay, what do I need to do, or what does he need to do to fix this? Now, this is the problem. Listen for the solid clunk. Oops. That doesn't sound like a solid Mercedes door. You hear that snap and that kind of rattle? So I'm going down the road and I'm hearing movement, okay? And it's just not right. So is this typical, or is there something wrong? Let's check the other rear door. On this one, I'm going to start out, just close it gently here. Clank, okay. Let's bring it out here and slam it. Wow, that's really loud. And, you know, it's just not closing like a Mercedes should. So what do I need to do to fix this? Okay, so you've pondered that a little bit. Maybe you got an answer or two, but I'm going to show you now a good door. This is a door that I fixed. It had the same noise, but listen to it now. There's that solid thump. Notice I don't have to slam it. All the way out here, just ease it in. Thump. So what do you think I did? Give it your best shot. Now, before I show you the answer, I'm going to give you a couple clues, okay? I mentioned earlier that I was getting some noises driving down the road, and this is where the noise is coming from. Hear that? Okay, let's check the other one. Now, this one's a little worse. This is probably a noise I was hearing when I go over rough road, just a squeak, squeak, squeak. All right, how did I fix that front door? I'm pretty sure that some of you thought, well, that's pretty easy. All you need to do is adjust the doors. You adjust these strikers. These can be loosened up and moved in and out. And if you just push these in, then retighten them. That should tighten up the door. But pause here a moment. You're using critical thinking, not just jumping to conclusions. Why were all four doors exhibiting the same problem? Don't tell me that all four doors went out of adjustment. That only happens if the car's been restored and it's been taken all apart. And that's not the case with this car. So it's something else. If it's not an issue of having gone out of adjustment, what else could be due to age that could cause this problem? That's when you start thinking, well, just a minute here. Let's check out these door seals. And you won't be able to tell here. Obviously, the door seal is very deteriorated, but the problem is it's shrunk. They get compressed over time, and they lose that seal, and they lose the spring in the door when you close it. And so the door seal is actually collapsed, and that's true on all the doors. And what solved this problem here on this right side front door, I just replaced the seal without adjusting anything else, and listen to that. We don't want that. So I think this is a good example when you're troubleshooting a problem on a car. It doesn't have to even be an old car. You want to do some thinking, serious thinking before you begin. And I would recommend that you do historical thinking. I'm going to call it historical thinking because you want to go back. You want to go back and find out some history on the car. Whether it be, you purchase this car from somebody and, it has this problem, or somebody says, well, what was the last thing that got done on it? Who maintained it? Where are the maintenance records? You want to go back in history, and that's what happened here. I got thinking, well, just a minute here. This car's 54 years old. I'm going to get these new seals coming. Maybe I'll come back later, and you get to hear all 4 doors when I get the new seals. This one actually just got a good used seal I had laying around, so I've got to get those new seals and do all 4 doors. Now, I'm going to give you a really good example that happened recently. A guy had a diesel, and he said, there's something wrong with the engine. It's making a loud knocking noise. I took it into a shop and they said, I need a complete engine rebuild. And I said, his name was George. I says, hey, George, just a minute here. Explain, is this something that just happened? Or did this noise start to gradually get worse and worse? And he said, no, it just happened the other day. All of a sudden the engine started knocking. I said, okay, let's back up. Tell me what happened and tell me what you did from 5 days ago until now when that noise started in your diesel engine. And he says, well, I did this and I did this. He says, and just before I got home, I stopped in and I refueled. And I go, uh-oh. So I says, hey, George, go out to the car and take the fuel cap off and give it a good whiff. Does it smell like diesel fuel or does it smell like gasoline? And he came back and says, oh, man, I don't know what was going on. I wasn't thinking. I put gas in the car. So you see how I was able to troubleshoot the problem by looking at the history, by going back and looking at everything that happened before the issue and come to a solution without throwing a lot of parts at it or spending a lot of money. So I hope you find this video helpful when you're taking on your own troubleshooting challenges.